My name is Chloe Bennett, and this is my story behind my mural, God is Near. So I was asked to do this mural in 2018, and when I was asked to do the mural, what people did not know at the time was that I was going through a divorce that unfortunately had to end because of drug addiction. And that was probably the scariest time of my life. I did not know what to do, where to go, what to turn to, but really all I knew to turn to was God. In the midst of that, my grandpa was also diagnosed with cancer that was rapidly deteriorating his life before my eyes. So while I was dealing with those two things, I was also in this weird parallel of wanting to be excited about this project, but at the same time had so much heaviness on me that I couldn't really feel the excitement of wanting to do something like this that I had never done before. So through a couple months process, this was asked of me in October, and by December, my divorce was finalized, and my grandpa passed away a few weeks later, right before Christmas. And as you can imagine, that put me in a very, very dark place. It was a really hard time in my life, probably the hardest thing I've ever been through, hardest thing I hope I will ever have to deal with. And I didn't know what to do. I was just extremely depressed. I was going to counseling, going to therapy, trying to get help, and it was helping a lot. But when you deal with a loss like that on a double level of a death and then a divorce, it was like a weird situation to be in. Of you felt like there was two deaths that happened simultaneously, but one was permanent and one was not. It was like a choice of losing someone. I didn't really know what to do or where to go, and I continued praying and asking the Lord to help me. And I remember one day waking up and I was just laying in bed crying. I couldn't get myself out of bed before like mid-afternoon most days, and I was just crying and asking God to please help me out of this depression, like begging Him, you have to do something to pull me out of this. And just like always, God just quickly spoke and so gently and comforting said, you're going to paint your way out of this. My initial thought and response was, no, I'm not. I don't want to paint my way out of this. I want you to get me out of this, because I didn't really want to. I guess maybe subconsciously, I feel like I might have felt guilty in doing something I enjoyed while I was going through something so dark. But I told the Lord, no, I'm not going to do this. You need to do something. And He said, no, you're going to paint your way out of it, and you need to book your plane ticket now to do this mural. So that's exactly what I did. I booked my ticket to fly to Nashville and begin working on this mural. I had never done a mural before. The biggest thing I'd ever done up to that point was a painting that was 7 feet by 8 foot. And here this is like 13 foot by 20 foot on a brick wall, spray paint. I'd never done any of that before. And as I worked on it, with every spray of the can, God began to heal my heart and my emotions. And He was right. I painted my way out of it. It was a really daunting task for me, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. And I almost couldn't even start it because I got so anxious of like, what if I don't do it right, or what if this goes wrong, or how do I even do this? But he taught me once again through it what it looks like to depend on him, even if it's doing something positive and not in a dark time like I had just come from. I learned really quickly a lot about myself and even more about who God is. So as I worked on it, I gained so much joy and remembrance of how it feels when I create something and how it gives me so much life. And it was just funny to me that while I was depicting the creation of Adam, of God giving Adam life, that God was giving me life through that as well. It just tells such a big story for me. The idea behind it was God reaching out to humanity over the city of Nashville, and that's why I chose to put the Nashville skyline subtly in the back, but the forefront of it was God giving us life and reaching out to us even in dark times, or just really for people to interpret it how they saw fit for their own life. And I've had several people tell me like different meanings of it for them personally, which is really cool to see what it's meant to other people. But for me personally, I decided to call it God is Near, because that's exactly where he is at all times, is near. And while he reaches out to give Adam life, Adam is also reaching back to him to receive the life that he's giving. And I think that's just really key for something so special to me, to remember that while God was always near and reaching out to me in those dark times that I was going through while I painted this, I chose to reach back to him through my creativity and artistic abilities and to paint my way out of it. So a couple weeks ago, I found out that one of my good friends, actually, that I've met through the art community here in Nashville, was commissioned to do a new mural on that wall, and was going to be painting over my work. My initial response was a little sadness, but again, like the Holy Spirit always does, he comes to comfort and reminded me that this is a point in your life that this is going to bring some closure, and it's a good opportunity to kind of wipe the slate clean and start with a new project that is coming out of a new place and a new season of life, to replace that monumental moment of my life that it really just proved to me what I could actually do, and showed me kind of, I guess, the extent of my abilities, of what I could create that I never thought I could before. So I feel like the covering of this mural is very symbolic to kind of where I am in life. I'm in a new chapter of my life in a really happy place, and so I'm just really excited to see what the new chapter in my life brings of new projects that show this point of my life of where I am now in a happy place. And I just can't wait to see what new things come from this. That's the meaning behind my mural. That's the story behind it. That's what it did for me and changed my life. And I hope that this story and my story behind my art can touch other people as well, and, remind them that God is always near.